I want to take this time to talk about the ethical ramifications of Chinese video game market.
I agree. Metroid Prime 4 did come out.
Quentin here. I'm fine, babe.
This is Ethan. Nah, I'm gonna go. Don't worry, Devon's here. This is time. Let's rock and roll!
Welcome to the Power Up Brothers podcast, where we all sound the same and our points don't matter. The podcast where there's just as many of us as there is Metroid Prime games. And I can't believe
that's not true. That's not even. You're not even
more Metroid Prime games than you're thinking.
I'm
of.
going to talk actually to this half of the room.
You're not even right.
No, there is as many Metroid Prime games as there is in this room. There's even more.
There's even more, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
this is true.
And there has been for some time.
There has been for a long time.
For a long time.
Well, a very special thing has happened in Metroid history, which is another reminder that Metroid Prime Hunters is the best Metroid Prime game.
Yeah.
All right?
Of all the ones,
the
there's not a lot that I would argue in Metroid Prime terms, but that's the one where I'd just be like, you're wrong.
Yeah,
it's the best one. It's the best one.
Yeah, it's obviously
It's
pinball.
obviously the pinball game.
Can't argue with you there.
Did Retro Studios make pinball? No, I don't think so.
I doubt it.
It's real good, though.
I don't know. It is quite
real good. How's everybody's week? Quentin, how's your week?
Oh, it's been just great.
Thanks for coming from Alaska.
It's just been great. Let me tell you something.
How many beavers died to make that?
I trekked on foot.
Oh,
over the last week.
Okay.
Through what I thought was the Alaskan wilderness.
Oh.
I got trapped in the woods behind my house. Okay?
Yeah.
To be fair, there was snow on the ground this morning. I can understand.
A possum attacked me. Okay?
That was just Harrison.
No, it was a possum.
Oh.
Okay? And I could tell because that guy was smart.
That's how you could tell it was.
I could tell. That possum was a clever guy, okay? He outsmarted me many times, but I was able to overcome his plot, and now I'm here.
Good job.
And it wasn't a week.
And
it snowed this morning.
Outsmarted him. You turned him into a hat.
This is him. This is him.
I can let me get some of that blood.
It
was
a very
off of you.
fuzzy possum.
Well, it's the
it was all the roughing up after the fight.
Yeah, the skin is the possum, but the hair is Harrison. I did kill him as well.
That makes sense.
That's why he's not here.
He's not Harrison. Yeah, very sad to say. No producer Harrison.
Yeah.
Which historically has gone better. So
yeah,
I'm kidding, Harrison. We miss you.
We miss you so much.
But I mean, other than including Quentin getting lost in the wilderness.
Oh, it was horrible.
It sounds like a lot has been going down. So we should find out what's up.
Viewer, please help us by subscribing. Help me to think of what to say with only 45 seconds. These white in this room are forcing me to do something in 45 seconds when they know I'm a long-winded little jerk. Okay? Subscribe to the channel. If you don't, I'll feed you a raw egg. If you do subscribe to the channel, you'll get wonderful benefits like occasionally being notified if YouTube works when we
That's
post.
Only if the bell is on.
And click the bell icon so that you can be notified. And we are trying to get to about 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
About that.
If you can help us get to that,
45 seconds.
No raw eggs will be given.
I feel like we gotta aim higher.
Yeah.
You're right.
Too modest, dude.
Yeah, we're way too modest.
Are too modest.
Way too modest.
So please subscribe. This is just subscribe to the channel, not Patreon.
Correct. You got it. You're
okay.
Good.
You did it.
Guys, welcome to What's Up.
Don't subscribe to our Patreon.
Normally, we would let our producer toss it off, but since he's not here, I'll toss it off, but in a selfish way.
Off.
I'm gonna ask Ty what's up.
Well,
Awesome.
I want to take this time to talk about the ethical ramifications of Chinese video game market.
I agree. Metroid Prime 4 did come
came
out.
We're gonna
Wow.
we're gonna talk
Exciting.
about it.
We're gonna
because
talk
We've
about
actually played it.
We've
We've actually played it.
Actually, this is maybe power up history. A new game came out, and Quentin and me and you played it, and Ethan has.
I have
I know.
Ethan didn't
Can
play
you believe
Tragic.
that?
You're the new
Wow.
Quentin now.
You're the
You're-
new Quentin.
New
very
Quentin.
sorry.
Time to get real
Let me
contrary.
tell you something. New
Very
Quentin
sorry.
need old Ethan.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? I'm the one playing video
Oh, no,
games.
Fox.
Oh no, he fell.
Um,
He's fine.
I can't.
He
Yeah, he's
failed.
fine.
He's fine.
He's good.
Just leave him.
I'll tape him.
Just leave
He's a
him.
little sleepy.
So, anyways, the Metroid Prime 4. Oh my gosh, so good.
It's incredibly
It is.
fun. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings about Metroid
Yeah.
Prime 4.
It may. I'll be honest. We'll get to that later because I want
Yeah.
to start with like the initial experience of playing the game.
I've never been quite so wowed at the opening. Like
No.
after the opening cutscene, you land, and I'm just like, this has got to be the best looking game Nintendo's
gorgeous.
like ever made. It's gorgeous.
It's kind of playing.
I mean,
off
I know
of-
that's not a high bar, but
it's such
but
a
I'll
high bar.
I'll say that they impressed me with the visual direction
Mhm.
in a way that is obviously much better than not only better than anything else I've seen from Nintendo, but very, very good on the grand scale of
even
video
next
games
to
in
other
general.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo is not typically known for its incredible
For big
cinematics,
cinematics.
No.
right?
Yeah.
And this, I mean, it looks
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
the
Did you play at the higher frame rate or the 4K?
4K.
4K 60.
Yeah, I played at
the
4K
higher
60.
frame rate because
I did too. Because I wanted
buttery
to
smooth.
I wanted to take advantage of the fact that I finally have a monitor that's
Mhm.
that's 244 hertz technically, but it can do
Yeah.
120 hertz.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and man, it's so smooth.
It's so smooth.
I can't wait to play it at both.
Yeah.
Once it's on proper hardware.
Hey, it took him 1 minute and 56
I can't
seconds
wait.
before he mentioned
Hey,
emulation.
you know, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I legally own the game.
That's true.
That's
So
true.
it's not as if I'm,
That's true.
going to be.
I tried to save you from,
Yeah.
from the illegal behaviors.
I legally own the
past.
game.
No,
Yeah.
I felt like a kid again playing
Yeah.
the game because I had two experiences that I haven't had in a long time in video games. Is that there was one point where I was speechless because of how beautiful and some of it's probably nostalgia.
Oh,
like,
of course.
but
Yeah,
the-
it's always going to be.
the part, and this isn't a spoiler. Go play the game. Go play the game. It was within the first hour. But the part where you walk out into the area with the big tree,
Oh, yeah,
and the
yeah.
music for that area starts
It's
up.
so good.
I literally was speechless. It's so beautiful, and I don't know. Is it the same composer as?
I believe it's the same composer as the rest of the series.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out and put it right here. But if it's not,
Wait till you
Whoa.
get to. Have you been to Volt Forge?
no, not
There's an
yet.
area called Volt Forge.
Yeah.
The music is nuts.
Really, the
Yeah.
music so far has just been
It's
perfect.
really.
Well,
it's
I
really,
mean,
really good.
every Metroid Prime game has. It's fascinating and
Incredible music,
unique.
yeah.
Like it's the
Yeah.
most recognizable. If you hear
Yeah.
like 3 seconds of a song from Metroid Prime, you know that it's from Metroid Prime.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like a mixture of choir, like of voices, but then also sort of like electronic music that is very unique.
It's like
because it's
very
like
haunting and
haunting, venerating the past, but also it's a futuristic setting.
It's so
like,
alien. It sounds most of the
Alien's a good
soundtrack
word,
sounds like music that an actual alien would listen to.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? You know? And that but
But-
it also
but
has
beautiful.
range. But
But
it also has
beautiful.
range. You
Yeah.
know, you'll get into a fight and it sounds like rock. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
You'll hear
Yeah.
like electric guitar come through and
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
like, it's amazing because it switches on a dime
Yeah.
stylistically, but it works. It just works
works.
perfectly.
For the folks watching at home who are probably thinking, haven't they beaten Metroid Prime yet? We've only been playing for a few hours. This
Yeah, as a
Uh,
recording,
yeah.
I'm at like 3 hours.
I'm probably at 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I've only
you're at
played.
one.
I've only played an hour.
and Ethan's
Yeah.
at 0.
Ethan's
Yeah.
a 0.
Ethan's seen people playing.
I
Yeah.
have. I really appreciate that they still have the GameCube sounding menu sound effect.
They do actually. The menus in this game are
Like
I
find
love it.
item is still
Fantastic.
GameCube.
Though I will
Mhm.
say,
I
I
like
think the scanner sound
It's different.
changes after the
There's a
beginning of
point
the
in-
game.
There's a
Yeah.
point
So,
in the game, yeah.
Yeah.
which I was depressed about. When I
You won't be as much as you get into the game and you realize like why it changed and the stuff you can do now that it changed.
Yeah, right. As it goes on. Yeah, but I was just like, man.
Yeah.
I love when I was playing the opening and I scanned something and it was that just classic scanner sound.
I'm glad that it's at least in the game.
Oh, I mean, chills.
It
but
sometimes feels like we have two very different conversations about video games when we're talking about like what we enjoy about them, or like especially when the topic of like quality of them comes up.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to be entertained.
Yeah.
It's difficult to be stunned. When you talk about that thing with the tree,
Absolutely.
I'm like, that this all sounds great. Of course, it's Metroid Prime. I'm expecting it to be great. The little bit I've seen of it, great. When we talk about like where, like what has impacted us from experiencing a game like this, like what we've really enjoyed, we talk about it in ways that would set the bar like impossibly high for other things, other things that we enjoy because they entertained us.
Right.
You know, but every time with Metroid Prime, it's like we're on a different level. We're talking about different stuff.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and it's proof, I think that, and all 4 of the main Prime games are proof that like you can have a very like graphically impressive atmospheric game that still is focused on gameplay first and foremost. Like Metroid Prime's focus is gameplay, puzzle solving, like enemy combat and stuff like that. It's still focused on gameplay. The story is still sort of adjacent to the excellent gameplay. And like a great example of that is I actually scared my wife in the other room because Metroid Prime takes advantage of first person better than any game I've ever seen. Not only is your like HUD, and it looks like it's actually Samus's visor, but clearly the game designers understand like the fact that you are looking from Samus's perspective, and they mess with that. Like they give you a lock on, but they do that so that enemy behavior can be designed around a lock on. Like early on, you encounter monsters that wait, and if they see you charging, when you release the charge shot, they move and they're out of your lock. And so the game is taking advantage of the fact that you can lock on. And when I scared my wife in the other room is because at the very beginning you fight a large space pirate, and he's real intimidating, and he's always doing these moves to like back you up away from him, because if you're close to him, he's pretty easy to hit his weak spot. So I'm standing back, but then at one point I run up to go around him, but I get too close to him and he grabs you and picks you up towards the camera, and I audibly screamed because, to be fair, I'm in my office with the lights down and I've got like an OLED monitor, so I'm right there on the visuals. But when he just grabs you and now you're up on him and it's like telling you to try to like mash A to get out of his grip, I literally screamed.
He never grabbed me. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
it's because you needed to get good. Honestly, he didn't grab me either.
No, because you guys didn't get close.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, we've said a lot of nice things.
Yeah,
we did. Yeah,
but
if you say anything else, here we go.
I'm
back to this side of the room.
I'm just going to say that the first 20 minutes of the game was the most agonizing video game experience I have ever had of my life. It was miserable. I thought, I'm never going to be able to beat this game. There's no chance. I'm going to play this for about 20 minutes and then never play it again.
That's odd.
Yeah. Oh, it was bad.
What had you done?
I'll tell you what. I played it on the Nintendo Switch 2. That's the problem. Because the Nintendo Switch 2, by virtue of having played this, it has reinvigorated my vehement hatred.
Really?
Of the Nintendo Switch 2.
Why?
The Joy-Cons, I don't have a Pro controller. Okay. The Joy-Cons are the single worst controllers that I've ever used, both iterations.
Like them,
They're abysmal.
Were you playing in a
mouse
grip
function
or with
is
them
terrible.
Separate?
In a grip.
Oh, okay.
The mouse functions are horrible. The joysticks they were so bad that my thumbs threw up.
I like how Quentin's like, here's my issue with Metroid Prime 2. The Switch 2.
The Switch 2 is the worst.
So nothing to do with Metroid
the worst.
Prime.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Not at all.
Prime's great.
Metroid Prime 4 is phenomenal.
Yeah.
No, but so I had this awful time. I was playing it and I was like, if I have to play with these for more than 20 minutes, this the whole console will go in the garbage. And so I grabbed my
Switch 1 Pro controller.
No, I don't know where any of that stuff is.
Oh,
right,
your 8-bit DOE
I haven't
controller?
touched it. So I have an 8-bit DOE controller,
Okay, yeah.
and I try to connect it. It won't connect,
Oh.
and I'm like, okay, this is terrible.
They did need a firmware to connect to
And
Switch 2.
So
And Quentin leaves all of his stuff in a garbage
Yeah,
can.
Yeah,
right
I don't
underneath
touch
his
this
bed.
stuff.
That
Yeah.
Right.
pail right underneath the rain runoff.
Yes.
on the house.
Exactly.
So
Right.
finally,
Right.
after much attempts to find a cable that
Yeah,
can
yeah.
plug in, and it's a data cable, I had to go to my car to get one. Right, there was one hanging in my car.
That's real sad.
Right, and I was like,
That's real
you know,
sad.
and so I get that. I update the firmware. I finally connect it, and I start playing, and it was bliss. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
I
Did you
knew
do
that
the
I was going to
thing-
like it.
Did you use
but
any
I'm
motion
loving it.
controls or?
I have them on constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
them on where
it
it's
really helps.
yeah. I'm on
The camera motion controls.
Yeah, right. Where you
Because
the aiming.
the aiming.
Yeah, right.
No,
yeah,
he has
No.
Quinn has it set up the same way you do. So there's an option at the beginning where it says
Yeah.
you can turn on motion controls, but if you do that,
Mhm.
the reticle is not centered anymore. It's
Mhm.
it's
a
exactly
Prime
like
3.
Prime 3.
It's Prime 3.
Yeah.
However, if you set it to joysticks and then in the options hit toggle motion,
Yeah,
it works more like a mouse.
Well, no.
and
That-
keyboard.
that's
so
exactly
critically,
it.
what it is that if you go into settings and you enable motion camera,
Yeah,
the
motion
whole
camera, that's right.
moves with
That's
motion.
right.
I'll have
control.
to. I'll have
is,
to show
I
you
think, much better.
exactly.
Honestly,
what it looks
I've
like,
I've
but-
just been using the dual sticks.
I've been
and-
mostly using.
but I play separate Joy-Con.
Yeah.
So I'm always holding two Joy-Cons, and then I use the twin sticks when I'm maneuvering. But because like when you get into combat, it's good to have like more of a grip on the controller. Literally all I do, to be fair, I am sitting at a computer desk, like my own version of a computer desk. I literally just flip it like this, and that's how I do combat, because then you have I don't even have to lock on. half the time.
I've been using mostly the mouse the whole time. I just have a flat surface next to my chair, and I have it on that. And so far, it works
feels
very well.
amazing, yeah.
I did go ahead and order a little thing to sit that your Joy-Con's supposed to sit in, just to
I did too,
relax my hand a little
Yeah.
bit, because after
Makes
a
it shaped
while,
like a mouse,
yeah.
basically, yeah.
But I like that you can just pick it up and switch, and
That's
then set it down
incredible.
and switch. That's really nice. And I've been playing with my Pro controller as well. It feels really good.
That's that feeling that Ethan was talking about, where I was like, okay, this is a Switch 2 game.
Yeah, right.
Where like this is a feature that I could not get from
on anything else.
Because like obviously, first person shooters on PC have had aiming with a mouse for years.
Right.
But with Metroid Prime, the idea that you have a controller and then just part of the controller becomes a really precise mouse, and then goes back to being a
Switch back and
controller.
forth, yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
It's really great.
Now,
I enjoy it a lot.
I have a question, since you all have played more. This
Yeah.
is in the trailers.
Sure.
There's this dweebish, virginal Federation Marine, right, who's in the game.
Oh,
And
Miles, the mechanic.
yeah, McKinsey, right? Miles McKinsey.
Yeah.
He's
And-
like I described him to my wife as I was like, he's like if Quentin and Harrison had a son.
Fused into
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's got Harrison's like aura about him.
Yeah.
But then like he's got Quentin's like wisecracking, like he makes fun of the fact that Samus is mute.
Yeah.
Harrison would never be bold enough to do that.
Right.
But
He's
Miles,
like, you disabled girl.
yeah.
That's an easy target.
Yes.
That is me. That is me.
Yeah.
I gotta say. Well,
Yeah.
what do you all think? Because he's controversial online.
Is he really?
He's controversial
The first scene
online.
where he shows up.
I'm so proud of myself. I know nothing about the online
That's good.
discussion
It's
about
better-
Metroid Prime
better
4.
for you.
Yeah.
The first scene where he shows up is horrible. It is. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this guy
on the ship.
Miles, when he's
When he's, like,
he's up on the
stranded?
ship. I don't
Oh.
like the dialogue. I don't like this guy. After that scene, I'm like, okay, it's marginally better.
Yeah.
And then after about like 5 minutes, he's fairly he's not quiet, but he's not joking constantly, and
No.
eventually he's just extremely rarely there. He's just a very, very, very small part.
I think he adds good context to what you're doing. I don't want to spoil the story for anyone, but if you think about like Metroid and the fact that you've been to so many alien planets, nothing about how do you make an alien planet in Metroid that's supposed to be like unique amongst alien planets?
Yeah.
Like, how do you communicate that to the player? You can't. It's like, oh, look, an alien world that looks weird.
Yeah.
You just described all 4 games. So he adds the context of him being like, this world's not right. Like, something's wrong.
Having
here.
someone there to do that, I don't disagree with.
Yeah.
Miles being like, it's about to get real nerdy in here is where it's like, oh, you shouldn't have written this character this way. That was a huge mistake.
I will say the immediate feeling I got from him, he feels like a character from Alien. Like he's
that's
exactly
true.
ripped out of.
They very clearly base him on like that line from Aliens.
That line sounded like the Game Over Man. Where kinda. Like they're making references.
And to be clear, the most annoying character in that franchise
is the guy who says Game Over.
Yeah.
Man.
I will say this to everybody. Like Miles he's
pretty.
It gets better if you just stick with it. It's not as bad.
Yeah, he's fairly innocuous.
I feel like the response to Miles. I'm not a fan of him, but I do feel like it's overblown.
Really, people are upset. I
really don't like it since the trailer that he was revealed.
I've read one review. I've read like one paragraph of one review for Metroid Prime 4. I will say that paragraph has me worried about the games industry as a whole.
The thing, because
I don't see how like I read one paragraph that said like Metroid Prime 4 feels like a game that was made 20 years ago, and I was like, I agree in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. Like, finally, to quote Quentin, finally, not a bunch of unbelievable slop. Mm-hmm. And it made me. I'll briefly say the reason it made me worry about the games industry is that the article I thought was going to be positive because it said it feels like a game that was made 20 years ago. And I was like, oh, back when games were good. And then I read the art, like just the first paragraph. The number of just like. And this is maybe the worst kind of journalism, where he's just like comparing it to other games. Like, it doesn't do this from this game, or it doesn't do this from this game. And I'm like, he's describing the games that we're all sick of.
It should like every game should like stand on its own to some extent.
To some
comparison. I think it was T.S. Eliot who said comparison is the thief of joy.
Yes,
right. So like if you do this, you're going to be miserable.
But he's comparing it to but at least the person writing this article, they were comparing Metroid Prime 4 to the modern like open world game that, like I said, everyone's sick of, that everyone's just like, it's slop. And like, we're tired of these bigger but not better worlds and these giant empty. And like, so he's like,
Metroid is a little guilty of that in this particular instance. Cause in the trailers, but there is a big empty desert. Thankfully, it's the Wind Waker Ocean. It's meant to connect a bunch of very tightly made so far
I do
levels.
feel like sometimes,
but at least it has the tightly made levels.
We're kind of dealing with right now too in the gaming industry, and in a lot of other areas of entertainment, is we're kind of dealing with the preference for a potluck soup over a finely prepared.
That's a really good way of
venison,
saying
right?
it. Yeah,
like
that's a good way of saying it.
A really great steak that is prepared for you is garnished with like a little bit of greenery, right? Like a little touch of something, right? It does not have beans or tomatoes or whipped cream or chicken or allspice, right? It doesn't have these things, but it's focusing on one thing and doing it really well. And what we're dealing with in entertainment right now is this preference to like, well, this one had so many more features, it's clearly superior. And it's like, it isn't. Yeah. It's just more. And sometimes it's great to eat a really good soup that has a bunch of stuff going on in it. And sometimes it's great to sit down and like work harder to prepare one thing really well.
Yeah.
And so like
people are getting to where they want every single experience in one game. They're like, why can't I change the clothes of my character in this game?
We didn't get a chance
to. Do you have to do that in every game
we didn't get a chance to talk about it as much over the last few weeks, but Enshrouded had its big update.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people started back up a lot of the same conversation is that like every time they increase the map size, this is just an S tier world map.
Yeah.
Like this is like Breath of the Wild levels of world map detail.
Right.
And this conversation always starts up with, well, but wouldn't you like it better if it was procedurally generated? Because then you'd have more of them.
Why, who is saying that? Who likes procedurally generated open worlds?
A lot of the people that are the article that I read about Metroid was talking about how procedurally generated would have been. But that's what I mean. Yeah. They're literally describing what is commonly considered like the problem in modern gaming.
The thing that I will
more you have more maps.
More.
The thing that I will say is, and that I think the criticisms for Metroid Prime 4, the most valid ones are ones that do ultimately come down to preference, but I understand it.
Sure.
Whether or not you're going to like this game depends on I can tell you whether or not you enjoyed Metroid Prime 3. I think the impression that a lot of people went in with was that they were going to go back to basics and do try for Metroid Prime 1.
Which I don't know why the people thought that.
A lot of series when they reboot do this.
But it's not a reboot.
Is part of why.
Nintendo's famous for just taking relaunch. 20 years.
It's been 13 years since.
I kind of thought it would be like
Prime 1.
To be honest.
It is actually a lot like 2.
The 2 is the one it's the most like.
More than 2, any of the others.
Yeah. 2 is probably the one mechanically that it's the most.
Well, and also just when I was thinking about the story, you're
very much like
you're helping out this dying species of very spiritual and advanced
it's
beings.
like 2 if those Marines hadn't gotten
what is their name
away.
again?
Yeah.
Because
the Lamorn,
like the Luminoff.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I literally was like, it starts with an L. I was like,
right before 4 came out, I was replaying 2, and I was like, is this the best Metroid Prime? It is a really fantastic.
Really great.
But 3 has a little more linear levels.
Yeah, the
game is not entirely linear, but for a large portion of it is, and the levels are a little more straightforward. And that is, if I'm being honest, that is not my preference. I love the original Metroid Prime. I loved 3 as well.
Exploration and stuff.
I like exploration a lot. However, it's incredibly fun and very well done.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm surprised that they went the direction they did. If I was at Retro Studios, I probably would have gone, Metroid Prime 1 is beloved. Let's see if we can do that again. But this is the same director for the first 3. He probably wants to do something new and different.
Which is why it feels like it feels like a
sequel to 3.
It feels like a sequel to 3, which I prefer. So that if you go back and you play Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, you don't have like this issue where they go, well, we're going to soft reboot, but still call it 4.
Yeah.
And then 4 feels like a remake of 1 and it doesn't fit the rest of them.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. How loud is it? Like visually? So like one of the things that I've seen is like I saw like the bike training zone that looks like Purple Tron.
That's the only loud place I've been to.
I felt like that was good.
I haven't been
like
there.
That was a weird one.
Just the fact that you have a like motorcycle you're riding around on.
Yeah.
It already like raises the like visual noise a little bit, because Metroid Prime 1 was very like somber and quiet in these moments as you're moving through the environment. Yeah. And there was a lot of like somber rains and then like empty desert, like
it does feel like the motorcycle and the desert, to get a little bit into spoiler territory for you folks at home.
We're at the end of the WhatsUp, so yeah.
The motorcycle and the desert are connected. You basically only ride the motorcycle in the desert, and you're basically never traversing the desert without the motorcycle.
From what you've played so far.
Yeah. Right. They both feel like they might have been added afterward. Like they designed all of these areas, and then as they're forming connections, instead of a 4th area or a 5th area or whichever to connect these other areas, they decided to connect them with a Hyrule Field-esque desert. It does feel a little less, the desert itself does feel a little less dense and interesting than the rest of the game.
Sure.
And it's not egregious. I don't go through it and think, man, this desert is awful. But I do go through it and go like, this is not the level of polish and expertise that I'm seeing in the rest of this game.
Interesting.
And I might have preferred something different here. But that's the big thing is, I might have preferred versus I hate this is what I'm saying. There's a lot in Metroid Prime 4 that I play and I go, this is not what my preference. I might have preferred something else. I have not encountered even one thing that I'm like, I don't like this. I like it all.
Right.
Except for the dweeb.
Except for Miles. Yeah. Miles should not be
I'll
here.
be honest. I have no influence of the internet's reaction, and he did not bother me even a little bit.
And we already know this from, they described him as having Marvel humor, and he doesn't have Marvel humor.
Who described him as having Marvel humor?
Yeah, I didn't really get that.
But the thing is, there are other characters in the game, humor. And they're not like it.
So
Miles,
I'm going to say, I love that guy. I really love him. I liked him so much. I was like, he's great. I thought that he was.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That reaction makes me go like, actually, Miles is great.
No, I like Miles. The one problem I have with him, he is kind of a virginal, dweebish stereotype character. But the problem I have is not
Honey,
that.
I Shrunk the Kids guy.
Yes,
that's 100% who he is.
Yes, he is. But the problem I have is Moranis. Let me tell you something from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Canonically has sex.
It's true.
He has kids. It's true. Okay,
Miles might also have kids.
And the thing is that the issue I have with these characters is that they're always pathetic. Mm-hmm. There are some people, who are not. They're competent because if you're in the Space Marines, right? Even if you're a technician, you're probably going to know how to handle a gun. And so this idea of just like, he somehow survived being in a space fleet, but he's like
the worst loser
he's like
you've
fumbling and going like, oh, I don't know how to use a gun. And he's like dropping it. I was like, no, I don't like that. I like his personality. I like his dialogue.
You're saying he needs to be more Otacon.
Well,
to be fair though, when you get to later
Johnny Sasaki, right?
When you get to later areas, he's like absurdly competent. Not at fighting, but as an engineer.
Which I've seen that. But my whole thing
is... The moment I decided that I liked him, and you may have not gotten this, I feel like most people would, is that after you meet him and he introduces himself, I did what any Metroid Prime player does, is I scanned him, and then I read about him. I did that too. And then when you get out of the scanner, he's like, did you just scan me? And then he pauses and he's like, what did it say?
I do actually like that.
I was like,
that joke
great.
Landed.
I was like,
that joke landed. Also, if you
shoot
him enough, he eventually, every time you shoot him, he goes like, stop that. It's not going to work. And then like eventually he's just like, stop. Stop. That's kind of funny.
That's pretty funny.
So I will say though,
people were going to shoot him a whole lot.
The only problem I have with him is that he introduced something philosophically that I don't know that I actually like about this game.
Which is?
So Samus is a chosen one of sorts. That's kind of the figure she is in this, sort of a messiah figure. Yeah. And I was like,
she's been that before.
I was like, I'm not in love with them doing this one, right? Where it's like, to be fair, in this one,
she just kind of stumbled into it. I got the impression that the chosen one was whoever came along first.
But now she has a power. She can heal wounds. She's like Jesus, and I was like,
she can what?
She can like, well, if Miles gets down on the bridge, if he gets downed, it says heal with psychic powers, and you restore his health.
I wouldn't know. I never let him get down.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that guy. I was so busy fighting. I just like I didn't even look at him.
That's cool though that he can get downed. I thought maybe he was an immortal.
No, he can get downed, and he's like, man, down. He's laying on the ground, bleeding out. He's dying,
and she heals him.
And she can use her psychic powers. And I was just like, I was like, what is? They're going so far with this like Messiah storyline. I was like, what are they? What a weird...
Samus is here to save us all.
Maybe there's a twist. I don't know. We're not
that far.
We're not there.
I do think like some of the psychic moments are a little eerie. I feel like they're gonna like
they are a little eerie.
Where you're like walking through and Samus, you can't do anything, but you're in this weird realm with all of them. Like so it could go south. No, I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to it.
How wild is it that in the year we get Metroid Prime, a massively delayed game. We get Silk Song, a massively delayed game.
And a Metroidvania. Or as I call them, just Metroid
And
games.
how crazy that the last Metroid game that we got before Metroid Prime 4, the massively delayed game, was the even more massively delayed Metroid Dread.
Oh yeah, no,
really
I
good
think
point.
that if you told me
That's a really
that
good
Versus
point.
13 is coming out
I'd be like,
tomorrow,
yeah, of
I'd be
course.
like, yeah,
Yes, of
I
course
guess
it
so.
is.
And Mega Man Legends 3.
Mega Man
here it
Legends
comes.
3
I
is
guess-
coming out.
Actually,
yeah.
I wish that one would come.
I guess it
Guys,
must
what do you
be.
think about Metroid Prime 4?
Don't ask that.
Please
don't,
tell-
Don't
please
ask
tell-
that.
no,
the comments are
engagement.
this is going to be our most
Engagement.
commented on video ever, and they're going to
Tell
hate
us.
us.
Guys, how much do you love Miles? Tell us down there in the
Tell us how
comments.
much you love
Say.
Miles.
Gwen, I'm sorry,
if you
but
don't
you
like
can't-
Miles, unsubscribe.
Yeah,
No,
honestly.
Don't
do
do
that.
that.
Don't do that, please.
Gwen, I'm sorry,
We
you
love you.
joined us in our WhatsApp there. You had a lot
I
to say.
did.
You
You
had a lot
know,
to
I'm
say.
just.
Which I'm happy. I'm
Well, no,
glad.
you know, I didn't think
I'm
I'd have
glad.
much to say, but I realized
It's a
that
dense
the
game.
impact of an hour of that game
Yeah.
has given me more to
It's
talk
impressive.
about than a couple, like 10 hours of another game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Where
isn't it amazing that like Halo gave up and is like, we're just gonna make the original again,
Yeah.
and Metroid Prime's over here like, we're gonna make the sequel and we're gonna do it just like we've always.
We're-
To
been
be fair,
doing it.
Metroid did before Halo go. We're gonna make the original again.
No, remaster it, but
Yeah.
they didn't remake it from the
Well,
ground
I will
up,
say
so.
the one problem I have,
Mhm.
I knew that it.
I
being-
knew this would happen. We would just get back into the what's up.
Well,
of
I should
it.
say,
Yeah,
the one
take us
problem I
home.
have is that I knew that Retro is going to do it. I knew it was going to be good.
Yeah,
right?
right.
Retro has never had a miss.
especially the
But
same
the problem
director.
is that a couple years ago they released a game called Metroid Dread,
They did,
and it was the best Nintendo game they've released in the last 20
pretty good.
years. Okay,
Yeah.
and so I knew that the problem would be is that I would be playing it and going like, "This is good," but I wish I was playing Metroid Dread right now.
To be fair, that's what you
That's
do with
most
like
games.
most games.
Yeah.
This is true.
That's true.
So since I did talk, I'll just go really quick on one thing.
Go for it.
So, you all know,
I'll make
I've
it
been-
formal. Quentin, what's up?
I have been drawing
Mm-hmm.
Sonic's nemesis, who's called Shadow the Hog.
Shadow the Hog, right?
Okay. And Shadow the Hog,
I thought Sonic's Nemesis was called Sonichu.
that's...
I thought it was called Chili Dog.
Yeah, indigestion.
It's Ian
Yeah.
Brandon
So-
Anderson.
So, indigestion, the hog.
right.
Okay. And I've
Yeah.
been drawing this hog a lot of times.
The thing
okay?
that you've been drawing looks like indigestion. That's
And
true.
so here's the thing about it, right?
Mhm.
So Shadow the Hog, he uses a gun. Let's just establish.
Yeah,
So he
right.
has the shoes. He
block.
does not wear clothes except for gloves, and sometimes he has like a bracelet on.
Mhm.
Right? He's obviously. I don't want to say who I'm thinking of that dresses the same way, but I've seen some guys that do,
You
and
when you're at home.
and they go to a very specific type of club,
Yes,
Okay.
you.
Mm.
and it's me.
It's-
okay.
Yeah, right.
But here's the thing. So he
You
wears
show-
that.
You've
That's-
seen Shadow the Hog at that very specific.
When I
type
look in
of
the
club?
mirror,
You
right?
would show up at
Um,
a club with only shoes and gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
correct.
Gwen sees Shadow
So-
the Hog every morning.
Yes.
So here's the
As
thing about
he's
Shadow the
brushing
Hog.
his
So we've established the outfit, but then he
Yeah.
also he uses a gun to kill people.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
That's a thing about him.
Great.
Just do that.
He
I'm gonna mark that I have to edit this. Thank you.
he's known. Sorry, he uses a nug to
You
lick
can't say
people.
that on the internet.
right? Isn't that? Can we do it in reverse? Can we say
Oh, got you.
nug
That doesn't
and
help
instead?
me.
That doesn't
Not
help.
really.
What's a? I
Just
don't
keep
know.
going. Please tell us about your drawings.
The point is, so what? So he uses a gun to kill people.
Mhm.
Everybody know his famous quote is "disgusting black creatures." Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
That's a
do
famous
remember
quote
that.
from
Say that
Sonic.
in-
I don't like that. That's
Nemesis.
a real. I don't like that. That's a real quote. I don't like that you can watch an episode of this podcast and hear that clip. Thanks to our nefarious
video game-
producer Harrison.
It's video game related.
It is unfortunate.
So-
Very unfortunate.
So Shadow the Hog, we
Mhm.
know that he's dangerous.
Yeah.
He might be racist. We don't know.
After
right?
that line, I don't think there's any.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
a
there's
good
any
point.
Question.
So, but he's also been in my mind. He's been in there.
That'll make anyone racist.
Okay.
He's been in my mind, which is making me think
Oh,
maybe I should play Shadow the Hog's game
you should on the
should.
channel.
because I have never played Shadow the Hog.
I haven't either.
Can you believe that?
I have.
I don't
I-
think anyone has. He's never played Shadow the Hedgehog, and I've never played Shadow the Hedgehog.
I've never played Shadow the Hog. I have played Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
so I've never played it, but I'm thinking. So this isn't a what's up, as in something I've been doing as in a game I've been playing.
What's gonna be up?
It's a what's gonna be up.
Nice.
Maybe if I have another day of self-loathing. Where I feel the need to punish myself.
I would actually love to have Quentin play the Sonic Shadow Generations that just came out.
Oh, that would actually be fun.
Because it's Shadow. It's Shadow the Hog reliving all of his hog memories.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All of my hog memories I have to get antibiotics for.
And on that note, thanks for letting us know what was up.
All right, I'm
going to throw it to the commenters. What's up with you guys?
What's up with you guys? Have you played Shadow the Hog?
I hope not. I hope you've been playing Metroid Prime 4, a game that's worth your time.
Or anything else.
But let us know down there in the comments, guys.
Have you ever said the sentence "disgusting black creatures"?
I hope not.
I hope not.
It's like Shadow the Hog is watching this episode and he's like
unsubscribing.
He's like furious. You bet I have. Yeah. Guys, topic of the week.
Guys, if you like what you see and you want to see just a little bit more, we have a Patreon now.
We do.
Power Up Bros.
Yep.
Patreon.com/PowerUpBros.
There you go.
We've got some behind the scenes stuff. We've got some unseen episodes, and you get to support a little tiny baby channel of a bunch of pathetic guys in their 30s who decided to start a podcast because they were talking too much and needed a way to monetize it.
That's correct.
But correct. Whether you subscribe or not, we just want to say thank you for being here.
Yeah.
We love all of you equally. We just love some of you a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm not thanking you for being here. I have to pay off a debt of about $4,500.
Well, you did that to yourself.
Yeah. So
we
subscribe.
It's
please
come way
subscribe
down.
to
We told,
I know. Thousands.
He's
and
paid
thousands,
it off.
tens of thousands.
Paid it off.
Yeah. Well, we do.
The Patreon money.
The
really
Patreon
is helping.
money is cutting it down.
Yeah.
So
I haven't given him a cent of that Patreon money.
And as
no.
always,
I just
we start with our Patreon topic bag.
That's right.
If you subscribe to our Patreon, you can add.
You can put your topics in here. That's our Power Up Pal topic bag.
Is it gooey? Is it a slime? Is it a Pokemon?
Right now, I'm going to reach my foreboding claw into the Power Up Pal topic bag.
What do we got?
I don't want to grab two at a time.
Don't grab two at a time.
This one, let's see who it's from.
This out.
The legend himself, Steviemeeks.
Wow.
All right.
Hi, Stevie.
This
Here's
is incredible.
Stevie's question. What's your favorite arcade game and why?
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a pretty good
That's a
one.
good one.
How are
We
we
spend a lot of time in
defining-
arcades.
Yeah, let's say, are we
Put this
saying
away.
something that is literally you have to go to an
I feel
arcade
like-
for it? Neo Geo games, do those count?
I think
you know?
no. I think the spirit of Stevie's question, he means arcade game, as in a game that like in a cabinet,
Like a cabinet.
a cabinet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But there are games like one of my top ones is Marvel vs. Capcom, just
You can
because
say that though.
it's really
That's a
fun to
cabinet.
play in a
But
cabinet.
that's an arcade game.
That's
like
a cabinet.
But it's not
Yeah.
exclusively arcade.
Well,
not
no, but we don't have
exclusive.
to worry.
It
No,
had
but I
to
mean,
exist in
yeah,
a cabinet. Yeah.
Because
It can't be an indie game that's arcadey.
Yeah.
It has to be like a cabinet.
Yeah.
I'll kick it off.
Do it.
Kick it off.
I'll kick it off.
Do it.
When it comes to arcade games, I really like an experience that I can't have at home. It's why I don't gravitate towards the ones that are just like a joystick and buttons. I like those, but I grew up as a console gamer and I've been playing games like that my whole life. I love the ones where it's just like a unique experience. So the racing games tend to be like that. Hydro Thunder is pretty up there with the Rumble.
Racing game was really good. Back in the
Ethan,
day.
you
Pod race-
guessed
I was
it.
just about to say
that's
pod
my
racing
favorite
was
arcade
great,
game.
yeah.
That is
Because Hydro Thunder was cool because you have a wheel and then you go fast like that.
Yeah.
And then you click the thing for boost. But that's pretty much just a novel thing. You do that to like start up. That's neat. The Pod Racer was actual pod racing controls. You do that like a zero turn lawnmower. And it was this big, beautiful screen back when, like they actually cared about immersion, even though you're in an arcade. And I loved it. So that's mine. I don't honestly, I think it was based off of Episode 1 Racer. the N64.
You know what I thought you were about to say? I think it was based on Star Wars.
I think it was
Episode
a Star
1.
Wars game.
I don't think it was the pod racing from episode 4.
Yeah, right.
No, I loved that one though. I thought
that is a great one.
And like you sat in Anakin's pod racer, like what would you call that? Like the chassis, the car, the cockpit.
Yeah.
You like the cabinet itself was made to look like that, and it rumbled and shook and stuff, and there was like little controls. But the only reason I'm saying pod racer is because we can't go to Japan and we can't play the snow speeder one. That's actually like hydraulic and moves.
My honorable mention of my favorite arcade game that I've never played is the Mobile Suit Gundam arcade game from Japan.
Looks incredible.
That you get fully enclosed in to play, and you play online against other people. That sounds incredible.
It's a hydraulic one where it raises up and you move.
It's it's supposed to be very immersive. I really like those hydraulic ones. There's an Ace Combat game, arcade game that is very hydraulic. Like it'll like shake you all around. I really love those, but I am a classic sensitive soul, and I love my Marvel vs. Capcom too. It was I think it's because it was the only arcade machine that I had the high score on at an actual big arcade.
We forgot to take a picture of that, and I ran all the way back into the mall to take a picture of that for you.
And there was, when I got it the first time, there was just a crowd of people watching me get this go for this high score.
Run.
And you have people like trying to distract you, and then of course when you get it, you have people you don't know patting you on the back. I think it was more that experience than anything else. But getting
the beauty of the arcade.
That's the beauty of the arcade.
Space.
It's this public space, and so like
which
Marvel
I still have that
Capcom
picture
2.
I still have that picture of your high score. I'm going to put it up right now, and I want to see if you can remember who were your 3 characters you played. I don't remember, but I'll know when I see the picture.
Yeah. Can I remember? Okay.
I'd love if you got none right.
I'm probably not going to get any right. I played a lot. I played very different characters.
One of them you should. One of them you should know.
I know 2 of them.
You know 2 of them? Okay. I feel like in Marvel vs. Capcom. Gambit.
Okay.
I played a lot. I played Gambit a lot.
One of his guesses.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I played Iron Man a lot, but I don't think he's very good. So I'm not sure if I actually got a high score with him.
Okay.
Shoot. Who else would I?
Just make your guess. Take
Mega Man.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay.
Not?
So that's Ty's guess.
My guess.
Look at the picture. See if that's correct.
My guess. Iron Man, War Machine, Mega Man.
Iron Man, War Machine,
that
Mega
is
Man.
Quite a combination.
My guess is Mega Man, Ryu, Iron Man.
Okay.
Ryu's cracked in that game. No one knows that, but he's cracked in that game.
My high score was with Sentinel, Captain America, and Servbot.
Yeah, I almost always played Servbot, Mega Man, Captain America, which is not a great team because they all kind of like Captain America is a good sort of anchoring point, but Servbot's so like custom, and I wasn't good as playing him. But Quentin, what's your favorite arcade game from the arcade in the cabinet?
That's tough. I see even now, like playing at home, I love arcade style games.
Yeah.
Where you've got a run and you've got a score. That's all you got going for you.
And all that stuff.
I love those kinds of games. As far as what I've played in arcades, I loved Galaga. I could play Galaga all the time. What was great about Galaga is that you could expect it to be anywhere. You could go in a pizza restaurant if they had a single arcade machine.
That's a good point.
It was either going to be Pac-Man or it was going to be
Pac-Man
Galaga.
and Galaga combo.
Those were the ones that you knew to expect. And so if you wanted to be able to just play an arcade game anywhere and get good at it, Galaga was the one to do. I never got very good at Pac-Man, but I loved playing Galaga. It was the first one that I played where I think my imagination was doing most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Where it was, you're looking at it, but you can kind of imagine, what these ships look like if they weren't just 3 pixels, because the designs of the things in
very impressive.
They're really good. Like they're very distinctive shapes. and I love the patterns of movement where you're just like getting used to the patterns. It's not crazy difficult to survive, in the
later levels, I would say
but
it is, though. Yeah.
it ramps up, right? And you kind of have to you have to get quicker at pattern recognition.
Yeah.
And that, I think, that is just sort of the heart of arcade games for me.
Yeah.
Rather than being some kind of like a structured, like with a fighting game, it's this sort of structured system. You're in, kind of
the score is about how proficiently do you play the game. It has a beginning and an end.
Yeah, you're mastering a character in games like that.
Right.
And obviously in something like Galaga, you're just one ship that just gets certain bonuses, things like that, and you're fighting different enemies. And I just loved that. I loved that it was, like I say, less is more. We often talk about that, and that's a very good example of your imagination filling in the space there. And graphically, it's filling in the space. But really fun game. Even now when I play Galaga, it's very nostalgic.
Me and you played a lot of Galaga at Leono's Pizza.
Yeah, the Leono's
in Cynthiana, Kentucky.
The Leono's Pizza, yes. And so
the Miss Pac-Man.
If you ever fall through a portal
to hell
made of cinder blocks that hold up trailers, you'll be in that area.
Cynthiana, Kentucky.
To be
fair,
never escape.
If you're in Cynthiana, Kentucky, the only way it wasn't a completely wasted trip is if you go to Leono's.
Yeah, right.
It's an amazing little restaurant.
So I would say, that, and the only other one would be, this is a little strange, but this is just because I have fond memories of it, is the Namco Mario Kart.
That is a really good
I have very fond memories of that.
I almost said the Mario Kart DX games, just because like they're super fun. But the truth is, like, I have a hard time saying they're my favorite arcade games because they are up there as some of my favorite, but technically they're not my favorite Mario Kart games.
Sure.
I was like, and what do I like about arcade games is that I like the unique experience I couldn't have at home, and that's literally an experience you can have at home and is probably better if you play it at home.
But you do, you have the wheel that's actually, a full-sized wheel. It's not a little Wii wheel.
No.
And you're sitting in an actual
the games have a lot of
racing chair.
And you play Pac-Man.
And you play Pac-Man.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Ethan, what was your favorite?
What's your favorite?
So, my favorite arcade game is the Lost World Jurassic Park.
Oh, that is a fun one. Yeah.
Okay.
So I love
that's a shooty
the
game.
light gun shooters.
Yeah, light gun shooters.
That's one of my favorite types of games. And I feel like the first edition of Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Not the second one, because they came out with another one and like a second wave about 10 years later.
Is that the one where you're like trying to survive raptors attacking you?
Yeah.
Is that the second one or the first one?
That's, I think, the second one.
Oh, okay.
The second one is a little different, and it tends to be a little more like the Terminator ones, where it's like just unbelievable waves of enemies.
Yeah.
The original one is like a series of stages, and it ends with a big T-Rex attack at this Carnotaur attack at this trailer.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
I remember
in the original
game.
one, it references the book.
Yeah,
which is really wild to think about. Because the Carnotaur can go invisible.
Yeah,
and man, it's a good light shooter. It's a really, really good light shooter. It's also like the quintessential arcade experience.
Yeah,
because it is an experience like you set inside of the big vehicle, and in some of them, the vehicle like you're in shakes, which is fun.
Yeah,
but you can play it 2 players,
which is always great for arcade.
Yeah, which is always great for arcade games. And it was the light shooter that had the most like fun, interesting stuff.
Yeah,
but was also didn't feel too hard. A lot of them after that, they got into this big like arcade sink where it's like, they really want you to be losing a lot of credits on a light shooter.
Right.
And I think that kind of sucks. Especially because light shooters are never super accurate. So it kind of sucks when you're like losing a bunch of your credits at it. This was like the last really great one they made before the sink got really deep.
Yeah.
And what that kind of enables you to do is you finish playing it, and then instead of having run through all your credits trying to get to the end,
right,
you finish playing it, and then you look back at the route you took, and you're like, is there maybe a better route I could have taken?
That's my favorite
just, like,
kind of
hop
arcade
back
game,
in.
yeah.
And then the big thing that makes a difference about the arcade experience itself is when you walk into the arcade and you see that machine, you immediately go, I have to get in line and play that one. And I feel like when the light gun shooters are too hard, you see it, and if you didn't already sit your butt down and start playing it, you just go like, oh man, that one eats all my credits. I'm not playing it. Right?
Yeah.
And even if you had fun with it, you're like, I'm not going to get started because I know if I get started, I'll lose all my credits. Right.
Yeah.
But that's a different experience than like being excited to play something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was a Halo one that I played recently that was just too hard. And I was like, this is insane.
The Terminator one is
and you have to scan constantly. I think my favorite Nintendo arcade was when I played for the first time just a few years ago, is the Luigi's Mansion one.
Oh, really?
You sit inside like a little booth, which is always more fun because then the visuals pop a bit more than they do in like the harsh lighting. But it's 2-player, and you both have Poltergust 4000 or whatever they are, and you're trying to catch the different guys that come up on the screen. But when you like push it, the thing actually shakes and feels like it's sucking air in, which is a unique. It doesn't feel like a gun just firing. It actually feels like there's a vacuum inside of the thing you're holding, which I thought was cool.
There's a very close second one, and I can't remember who made it, which is very funny because it's going to sound similar but be entirely different. There is a dinosaur hunting game where you have like
I know exactly what you mean.
You have like a ball and you like roll it to move.
Like a route.
Track them down.
And you're just
I know
trying
exactly
to like
what you mean.
It's like a big game hunter mixed with a dinosaur game.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It is very fun because it's more about like methodically picking out your targets.
Right.
And it's a completely different kind of light shooter. It's more of the like big hunter light shooters, and it is extremely, extremely fun as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Stevie,
thank you.
Thanks for being our pal, and thanks for your question. Yeah. Tell us your favorite arcade game and why. Yeah. And we'll pin it to this video. That's what we do for our Power Up pals. When we pull their topic, if they comment on the video, they get pinned to the video forever. Yeah. Forever. Even once we have even once we're at 10 million subscribers.
Even once all the skeletons in their closet get revealed and it's not popular to be associated with them
doesn't
anymore.
Matter.
It's staying up. It's staying up.
Contractually obligated.
We pinned a comment from OJ Simpson.
Let me tell you something, Stevie. I have no stones to cast. I have no stones to cast, Stevie. We're pinning your comment.
But if you want your comment or your topic rather in our video, go to Patreon.
Give us
/PowerUp Bros.
It's only $35.
We want you to be our Power Up pal.
It's not that.
It's only about $35 to $3,500.
Now we go to the boring. Oh, I don't want to put Stevie's in there by accident.
No.
Now we go to the boring, regular Power Up Bros one.
Yeah.
Should we even bother?
It's probably going to be a Devon or an Ethan, I think.
Trey
Who else?
We have to do what?
Get the Febreze out. It stinks so bad.
Let's see. It's probably.
I'm gonna do this for the
our mother is very allergic.
Bad about doing this.
I'm gonna guess that it's a Devon. I'm gonna guess that it's a Devon.
Let's see.
Because who else is going to be in there?
75% of them.
Oh my god!
Well, it's written in.
It's Devon. But guys, remember how I told you we're gonna play games again? But even I don't know when.
Oh,
I've put games in the topic bag.
Oh heavens!
It's time to play a game.
All right,
we're gonna play Devon Says. A game that's like Simon Says in name only.
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't know what the connection is here. All right, Devon Says. Here we go.
Guys, welcome to Devon Says. I'm going to utilize my new microphone where I can back up so that Quentin can't cheat at this game.
Yeah, right.
I am so glad we're playing a game tonight on the night where I am like 80% sure I have food poisoning.
I know.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
it wouldn't be a Devon game on the podcast if Ethan didn't feel terrible.
Here's a new fun game. Ethan, eat a bunch of raw cookie dough for us here on screen.
Here's how Devon Says. I'll give you a type of video game related thing, right? Mm-hmm. But you can't say the same thing as me. If you say the same thing as me, you're out. So it's Devon Says, but you don't want to say what Devon says. So here's how it works. I'll ask you a related thing, like name a video game character who's in this room. and then it'll start on one end and then go to the other. If I'm going to write down what I say first. If you say the same thing as me, you're out.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
And we keep going. We'll go to 10 rounds,
What
and
if you're
then
just wrong?
we'll
What
do
if you say a video game character that's in this room, and I say like
Solid
Croc.
Well, it has to be. I won't let you go forward on that.
Right.
If I say a Nintendo character and you say Solid Snake, I'll just make you go. No,
Obviously, yeah,
pick
right.
pick a
Okay.
different one.
Buzzer.
All right.
Okay, you guys ready? And if it's like if it's a version thing, if it's like a technicality thing, it's up to my discretion.
Okay.
Like if I say,
That doesn't sound
if
fair.
you say,
That sounds right.
if he says,
Yeah.
if he says Mario All Stars, and then you say Mario All Stars on the Wii, I mean, in that
Yes.
case, I would just say Quentin say something else.
Okay.
But,
Gotcha.
Fair.
all
Okay.
right.
All right, let's
Are
go
you
for it.
guys ready?
No.
Absolutely.
All right. Name a character from the original Smash Bros. Roster. Ethan, we're starting with you.
Pikachu.
Okay, Ty.
Luigi.
Okay, Quentin, go.
Ness.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Someone's out
Oh,
on round one.
Round one.
that's terrible.
Quentin, you're out. I said Ness.
Oh,
I'm going
goodness.
to turn it to the camera so people know I'm not lying.
I'm out. I'm
Quentin's
out.
out.
Change that.
That's
Alright.
crazy. I
Yeah.
was sure no one. I kind of baited Quentin
Yeah.
Earthbound.
Yeah,
Does he
right.
just
Yeah.
lose a point, or is he
No,
gone?
he's
No,
out.
I'm out.
This is a
He's
quick
gone.
game.
This is
Oh,
a yeah.
I don't want to just like suck
No,
up all
you
of time
eliminate-
for the week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready?
All right.
Okay. Name a Nintendo. Oh wait, I guess I should write mine first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You should.
That
should,
would make
that would-
the-
'cause you hear
otherwise
what
the
we
game.
say.
Otherwise,
And
the
then you
game
go,
doesn't
like-
work.
It does not.
All right. Name a Nintendo portable device. Starts with Ethan.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say the Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
I
Ty.
wish
I'm
I
gonna
had
say
been on
the
this
Game
one.
and Watch.
The Game and Watch. I'm going to tell you to start over because that can't play cartridges.
You said Nintendo portable device. That's all
but
you said.
I meant thing
That's
that has
all you said.
All right, fine.
Okay,
There-
fine. I'm gonna say the Nintendo Switch
the Nintendo Switch. Very good. That's
because
a
I
hybrid.
like being
It's a hybrid. but-
controversial. The Switch Lite.
you guys are safe. I said 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I said 3DS. Okay. You guys ready?
I would have said Pokewalker. There's
That's
no
a good
chance
one.
that
That's a
he
good
would
one.
have
He wouldn't have said that.
Pokewalker.
But he
I
also
would've-
would
I
have
would've
disqualified
vetoed
that
it.
because it also doesn't.
Well,
put
it doesn't have a
cartridges.
cartridge.
I'm the king of this game. I
Sure.
thought I said cartridge based.
Well, it's a well, you
device.
didn't.
Roll it back.
Okay,
Yeah,
here we
roll it
go.
back.
Are you guys ready?
Ready?
I understood the assignment. You guys are just behind.
Yeah, clearly.
Thank you. Yeah,
Always.
clearly.
It's
Always.
the food
All right.
poisoning. It's oh my God.
Name
Oh my god.
Name a Nintendo princess. Starts with Ty.
Name a Nintendo princess. Does Rosalina count?
She does, Princess
All right,
Rosalina.
There you go.
I'm going to say Princess Daisy.
All right. He said Princess Daisy. What'd you say again?
Rosalina.
Rosalina. I said Princess Daisy.
Ethan is out.
Hey.
So Ty's the
Ty's
winner.
the winner of Devon Says.
Wow.
I know how Devon thinks,
Wow.
Ty wins.
and it's that he doesn't think that much.
Should we do best two
Ty
out of three?
wins.
I mean,
You guys want to go again?
Yeah,
was
why
that
not?
fun?
That would
Yeah,
be
that was
best.
fun.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was
And it's
good.
a short game.
Good.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Devon Says.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't
Okay.
we mix it up? It could be Ty says this time.
Yeah, that's not the question. That's not the topic. Topic
Do you
says
want
Devin,
to? I don't care.
Devin
Are you
says.
sure?
No.
Okay. Okay.
You're good.
All right. Welcome to Devon Says. Guys, name. Well, hang on. I'm really bad about not writing one down. I'm just like,
Yeah.
hee hee. Let's get one. Let's see.
Yeah, never tell
I'm
them
gonna
the
go.
truth.
What am I gonna go with?
You gave us examples that were good.
I did.
and then
yeah.
and then you didn't use any of the examples.
All right, guys. You ready?
Ready. Ready.
Name a well-known PlayStation character. Like
Oh.
they don't have to be exclusive,
Yeah,
but they're just
okay.
known for being on PlayStation. Because I'll give you some leniency for round one. Quentin, start us off.
Okay. PlayStation character.
Mhm.
Ryo from Shenmue. Oh wait, PlayStation.
No,
you said
that's
PlayStation.
more of a Dreamcast
So wait, you
character.
said PlayStation. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just always
And
have
it has to be a popular.
I always just have
Immediately.
Dreamcast on
Yeah.
the brain. You said PlayStation,
popular
not Dreamcast.
PlayStation
Yeah.
character.
My brain completely
It really didn't. I
translated
was like,
that to
Shenmue.
okay, sorry. PlayStation character, and it has to be like a
It has to be well known. It can't be like
Okay.
niche.
All right. I'll say no, he's not a PlayStation character either.
They don't have to be
Hey,
owned.
one of you
They don't have
guys.
to be. Yeah,
One of
okay.
you guys.
Nathan Drake.
PlayStation.
Nathan Drake. Okay.
Kratos.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at that. We're back to you.
We were
Here's the thing. You guys, during this, you guys can help each other and sabotage each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can tell him to say...
Sly Cooper's a good pick.
Sly Cooper. Why not?
Cooper.
I like Sly Cooper.
Kratos, Nathan Drake.
Yeah,
you guys
Cooper
all survive. I said Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, Sly Cooper's a great one. Which Sly
good.
Cooper, we could have a whole segment on those games.
I always liked how during games,
Those are
your
really
brain
good games.
just like shuts off.
Shuts off
Yeah.
completely.
Under
You said the
pressure.
words
That's what my body does.
You
It
said the
gives
words
up.
PlayStation, and I heard Dreamcast.
You did.
I know. Yeah,
You're in a better time.
You're in a better
Yeah,
timeline.
right,
All right, let me get
exactly.
one here.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Let's see. Oh,
And
name a popular game, and by popular I mean it had to be like the tops bluebie of the era of the 6th console generation.
Now,
Ethan,
for
you
the
go.
folk-
one that is.
for the folks
Oh.
at home, the 6th console
see if
generation
Quentin
is
can
the
get it.
Dreamcast, the GameCube, so on and so forth.
PlayStation 2, Xbox.
Yeah, right.
Popular game.
Go, Ethan. We're starting with
popular
you.
game of that.
A popular game, yeah.
Mhm.
It has to be like the game itself, yeah. Can't just say Mario.
Wind Waker.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid 1.
2.
2, yeah. I'll say Phantasy Star Online.
Phantasy Star Online. I said Halo. You guys are all
Halo,
right.
wow,
okay.
we're doing good.
I feel like there were literally thousands of games
We're doing-
made during that
He's
generation.
we're-
slowly closing the walls in around us now.
Oh,
See, he went to he only there were
Started
only
very
12
broad.
options in the original.
Name a video game character who's a bird.
Ooh.
Quentin starts with you.
Video game character.
Okay,
who
hold
Does he have to be
on.
playable?
is a bird.
No, just a video game character who's a bird.
That is also a very wide net.
Yeah, that's
Let's see, video game character that is a bird. I'm
bird.
going to say Ravenbeak.
I was gonna say Quiet Robe.
Hey, I want to say Ravenbeak.
Dude, shows aren't birds.
They're birds.
They're bird people.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
birds.
fine, I'll
I was
give you
going to say Koss from Breath of the Wild because he's
Koss, okay.
Okay.
Giga dead for some reason.
Yeah, I'll say.
Let me tell you something right now.
Rivali?
If this is Falco, you're
It's Falco.
knew
You
it
guys
was
all
gonna be Falco.
survived.
I've
would
been
any of
talking
us
about
guess?
it.
You guys all right. I gotta make them harder. You guys
What
are dodging
bird
me.
is Falco based on? Tell
guys-
us.
right.
You guys
Tell us what
are
you think in the
you guys are escaping me here.
Yeah.
Okay, but now I'm gonna pin you down. You ready for this? Name. Hey, hold up. Mm-hmm.
The first round went so fast.
Went so
I
fast.
suggested
So
a
fast.
second round.
You guys know the game now,
Yeah, right.
so I'm gonna have to make them harder. I was
Yeah.
being too easy on you
Okay,
guys.
make 'em
Name one of the members of Star Wolf in Star Fox 64.
Oh, okay.
Starts-
Specifically Star Fox
with,
64.
Starts with
This is-
Quentin. You lost the last round, so we'll
Yeah,
throw it to
yeah.
you.
I'll say, Pigma.
All right, Ty.
I got to go with Wolf. I feel like you wouldn't put Wolf.
Who
I'm
you
going
gonna
to say Andrew.
Okay, so it was Pigma, Wolf, Andrew. Unsurprisingly, somebody's out. It was Andrew
Oh,
Oikeny.
my God. All
Sorry,
right,
Ethan.
you're out.
You're
That's
out.
right, you wouldn't put Wolf.
Android.
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 Like my phone.
Andross's
Android.
nephew.
Yep.
You know, I have the sound
good.
bite of him yelling, Uncle
Andros!
Andros, as he gets
Yeah.
shot in the face and dies.
Yeah.
Do you know
And
the
he
point?
canonically is gone. He
Yeah.
got shot
Yeah.
and died. Well, he comes back in the
Assault.
terrible
Yeah,
DS
and-
game.
Assault.
No,
in
in
Assault,
Assault,
he's dead.
Oh, that's right.
No. He comes back in Assault.
He's in the
he-
beginning
no.
of Assault.
He's
does
in the
not-
beginning, but he never comes back.
No. But he survived that interaction
In
Assault.
command, but from the standpoint of Assault, he's just gone.
Yeah, he never shows up again in Assault after the opening.
after
Yeah.
the opening.
So
Yeah,
he just
yeah,
gets
yeah.
shot.
Oh,
He's
you
got-
have the sound clip of Assault of him going, Uncle Andros.
Uncle Andros as he
Yeah.
gets like shot.
He also
in the
says
face
that in
with a beam.
64. That's why
Yeah.
I got
It's pretty
confused.
funny.
And probably in Star Fox
Okay,
Zero.
Ty and
Yeah,
Quentin.
who
Ty and
knows?
Quentin
Sorry.
are squaring off.
Squared.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Ready.
Let me think what I'm going to put down here first. Make sure I get something good. All right. Hold up. Name an enemy that you can encounter in the original Super Mario Brothers.
Paracoopa.
Okay, Quentin.
I feel like the net got a lot wider.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a
From 4 to literally a dozen.
is a cheap an enemy, and so we'll go with a cheap.
You guys are both survived. I say Koopa.
Okay,
I think I can go through these. I can go through these rounds much faster. Let's see. What's a good one for this one? You guys ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Born ready.
Name a sport that Mario has played.
Oh,
okay.
Like actually, like a Mario sports game.
It has to be specifically a Mario sports game.
Yeah, Ty started last time, so you're going to start.
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me think. I'm going to say basketball.
Ooh,
Okay.
I was going to say basketball, so instead I will go with golf.
All right, you guys are both okay. I said tennis.
I knew.
I was very close to saying
I knew it.
Which I played that the Mario basketball game. Yeah. It was like a DS
Mario
game.
Hoops 3-on-3.
I played
Cloud
that
was there.
so much. What'd you say?
Cloud from Kingdom Hearts was there.
Yeah, right.
It was. That's true,
Yeah.
actually.
I thought it just had the generic Final Fantasy characters, like Ninja.
Cloud.
Oh, Cloud was in the advertisement for it at
That's
GameStop, and he's not in the game.
He's not in the game.
It
That's
was
so
real
funny.
messed up. It was
That's
real
so
messed
funny.
up.
Why even were there Final Fantasy characters in
I don't
that
know.
game?
I don't know.
Because it was made by Square Enix.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna put you guys into hard mode,
Okay.
and then if you guys pass this one, you're going into hyper hard mode. Are you
Okay.
ready for this
All
one?
right.
He's going to give us
Super
something
specific.
with one answer.
All right,
Like,
let's
name my character from...
All right, let's see here. I'm going back to a solid one. We're starting with Ty. Ty, name one of the unlockable characters from the original Smash Bros.
Unlockable characters from the original
I don't know what characters were unlockable.
Jigglypuff.
Okay, there's 4.
Who are the unlockable
You
characters?
can help him.
Oh, yeah,
You
sure.
can help him.
There's Luigi, Jigglypuff,
Ness.
Ness, and Captain Falcon.
Okay, I'm going to say Ness.
You're gonna say Ness again.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, all right.
We'll go with-
I said Jigglypuff.
Ties out.
Ties out.
Nice.
Ties out. Congratulations, Quentin.
You did.
Congratulations, Quentin and Ty. You guys
So
both
proud.
We're the
win.
winners.
You both
Okay,
win.
that's a great
That's
game.
fun.
Thank
That's
you.
a
You
good
guys
game.
like
That's
that?
a great
Devon
game,
says
yeah.
that's the new one. And see, we even still have time for another topic.
That's great.
Yeah.
That
That's
one's
great.
back in the bag, and we can play it later.
Well, I actually put
Multiple games.
I just put.
Well, you can hold on to that paper. We can cycle it back in.
Yeah, because I literally just threw a dozen of them in there and was like, at some point, Harrison's going to pull them. The one rule I have is that if I pull another one, we'll put it back.
We'll put it back.
We'll go for one of your guys' topics. I'm excited. Guys, if you go to patreon.com/PowerUpBros, you can give us a game to play.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
can go in the comments and write out the whole rules. We will play it on this.
Yeah. Instead
I should
of
say that in those
Yeah.
posts.
If you make the game
We'll have to add
to take out somebody you don't like, we contractually have
just
to do
think,
it.
just think, viewer. Now you, instead of Devon, can create games specifically to torture Ethan, our food poisoned brother.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready?
Ready?
Yeah, that's just a fortune
It's a Devon topic.
I can see because it's printed.
Was the Super Nintendo the first games that actually achieved greatness?
Yes. Next topic.
Next topic. Here we go.
Yeah. Honestly,
you can
I
make
gotta
it a
be
short.
honest.
This one I designed to be a short one, but yes, I think so. But why would you say that?
I don't think so. I actually think there were great games on the NES
Really?
era. Yeah.
I don't think any that I would say there are games on the Super Nintendo that have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
They're still just if someone picked them up right now, I don't think they've aged poorly in any way. A Link to the Past is one. I'm A Link to the Past, I don't even think you need to update the graphics.
No.
It's phenomenal.
I mean, there's a reason
I can't
a lot
think
of
of-
indie games match the 16-bit era specifically.
I can't think of any NES game that's true of
I'm
that I
gonna-
wouldn't be like.
I'm
just
just gonna
some
say-
element.
I'm gonna blow your mind.
Yeah,
Super Mario Bros.
pretty-
3.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
was
may have
say
gotten me there.
the problem is that the NES era and comparable other video game eras,
Mhm.
there are some nice arcade style games
Yeah,
that are very simple arcade style games, and then there's a couple. There's a handful of games that I think have aged very well. But
Sure.
those are such an outlier in my experience.
Yeah.
That is
There
such an
aren't nearly
outlier
as many.
am I going to say that the console achieved greatness with its games? No. not at all, right?
I don't think so.
With the exception of Mario Bros. 3, which there is debatable on this thing I'm about to say.
Yeah.
With the exception of Mario Bros. 3, I don't feel like any of the games on this NES even hold a candle to their sequels on the Super Nintendo.
Oh,
the original Metroid is fun for the era it's in, but the stage design isn't great. The routing isn't great.
Again, we're talking about true greatness.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Metroid is
a masterpiece.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same for Zelda. Like the original Zelda is fun, but like there's no hint as to which bush to burn to get into one of the dungeons. You would have to
I will say
around everywhere.
Well, and also we don't have the physical manual with us all the time, which gives you so many hints. Right?
I feel like I should reword the question. In fact, I'm going to do it for a short sound clip. It was the SNES the first time that games could reach masterpiece.
I'm sorry. Roll that again. Roll that again. Can you try it again?
It's the Mush Mouth podcast.
Yeah, could you maybe say?
I kind of want it to be like that. It's a better reflection of what our podcast
I'm sorry.
is like.
Devon, now do it in English.
Do you have food poisoning?
Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to do it here. Is
video games
masterpiece?
This podcast is so stupid. This is such
perfect. No,
Sakurai
in Sakurai, one of Sakurai's YouTube videos.
Yeah,
he said that in his opinion, in order for a game to be a true masterpiece, it has to have phenomenal music. If music is not phenomenal in the game, it can't be a masterpiece. I don't like the NES had some good some good music, like Battletoads is a great theme and stuff. It had the original Mario Bros theme, but none of it achieves like the point where it's all limited. David Wise once said that when he was making music for the NES, he's like, you jumped through all these hoops and you did all this work for a doorbell to come back at you.
Yeah.
And so but the sound chip that famously Sony designed that was in the Super Nintendo allowed for really dynamic music. I mean, come on, like the Brinstar Depths theme.
So good.
It's beautiful.
I think
it's unbelievable.
To go along right with that is that like when you pause an NES game, even a good one like Zelda or Metroid, the game glitches, the enemies vanish, the pause menu loads in like 5 frames. When you're like scrolling through it, it's like the thing you were on vanishes, and then you go down and your cursor appears.
Very
and
little
the thing
polish,
up here reappears. And then you pause a Link to the Past.
It's just like
this panel flies up that is your entire inventory.
Yeah.
And it's got buttons and they all have icons and it all looks great.
Yeah. And that classic sound effect of the as
you're going through. Right. It's so
Here's the thing.
good.
I think that my answer is going to be basically the same as Ty's initially, but I'm going to give a little caveat. I'm going to say that it is hyperbole. There are games which are incredible. Sure. I think the original Zelda is incredible. Yeah. I've played through it so many times.
I don't want to take anything away from it, but
I don't have the
do you
problem.
think there are any masterpieces on the NES?
The original Zelda.
Really? You think it's a masterpiece?
The original Zelda is a masterpiece. I think that is the single best adventure game on a console at the time.
Oh, sure.
It's not even comparable.
Ys 1 existed at the time.
Nothing compares.
Where you had
to
walk into people on the right side of you had no attack button.
No, I think it's great, and especially I would say if anyone wants to play that game now, you can play it and you will have a good time. Okay, but I will say what you should do is you can get this on anything. You could probably go on archive.org, get the manual, the English manual.
True, it does make it a better experience.
Use the hints. You can go on a guide. You could go on Game FAQs. But
what I'll say
what's
is
really fun is to use the original hints.
Point accessible. If you're playing this game right now, it's probably on NSO. If you just hit the minus button, it opens the manual, scans of the real manual to the game, and that's a feature no one talks about on NSO, but that's awesome.
So do
for
that.
NES games.
Use the hints, and the thing that I love about video games from that era is that if you wanted to know anything about anything, you had to read the manual, right?
That's what you love about them.
I love that because I love lore more than I love stories. I would be more. I'll get into a book.
So you're an Undertale fan.
I'll get in. Yeah, right. I'll get into a book and I'm like, I want to read. I want to read all this lore and learn about this world. And manuals were how you did that. And that is an example of limitations producing a better result, which we've talked about a million times. Sure. And I just love that stuff. So immerse yourself in it. Read all the names of all the monsters. And I just think it's a great adventure.
I do love. There's a lot of NES.
So I think
games
that's a masterpiece.
I think that the Game Boy probably prompted that because, like, I think the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color I prefer those as 8-bit. Like, those are 8-bit games with the same limitations, actually probably more limitations because of screen real estate. But basically every Game Boy counterpart to an NES game is better.
I like Metroid 2 more than 1.
I like Link's Awakening more than the original.
But I should also add that the Super Nintendo, the like we say, the NES, okay, I just said that it has one masterpiece on it. Right. The Super Nintendo had masterpiece after masterpiece.
It was chock full of them.
Yeah.
But the biggest difference is that you could grab a random Super Nintendo cartridge, put it in, and you probably have a game that's, not a masterpiece, but fun.
At least pretty good.
If I take a random game for the NES and I plug that in, it's a nightmare. It's unplayable.
It's likely unplayable.
It's likely unplayable.
Which to be fair, a lot of like people in their 40s would probably point out that the NES was a huge. Well, actually, Uncle Chris did point out when he was here that the NES was a huge leap from the Atari. That like characters on the screen look like characters all of a sudden. Yeah.
But that's a great
not
question.
To take anything away from it, but I do think that masterpiece status
to get to where they had the tools, like Zach was talking about, to get to where they have the tools where every part of the experience is refined. They just didn't have them until the Super Nintendo.
And the music alone, I think, on the Super Nintendo, a big one. Which, as a quick side note, if you guys have the Nintendo Music app.
Yeah.
Like, I did not understand that app very well. And when I read the developer asks about it, go listen to it. It's the full studio quality of those tracks. Wow. DS games, the soundtrack of DS games, when you listen to them on the Nintendo...
It's not compressed the way it was on the DS.
It's just great. A direct feed, which is why they went with their own app instead of streaming services, which But awesome. Good question, Devon.
That was a very good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
the next one. I'm reaching my oscillating claw into the topic bag. That's a Devon game. There's a lot of them in here.
How long before you do it do you think up the adjective to describe the claw?
He does
on the moment.
On the moment,
yep,
really.
The moment. I don't like to think.
We know that.
Okay, ready? It doesn't have a name on it, which usually means Quentin.
That is mine. Let me look. Yeah, that's mine.
Everyone loves this game series, except the one game that you love most. Explain yourself.
Let me see what that says. Let me see. Everyone loves this game. Except the one that you love the most. Yeah, this game series. So
you like a game in a game series that is beloved, but it's the black sheep of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
You like Zelda 2 and none of the rest.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because when I was thinking of it, I was like, I feel like there are so many game series where there is, at least one game that is generally not well liked and I really love. And that happens a lot for me, but I was like, I wonder if there's one that it's like, the one that everybody hates, but is my favorite.
I have mine locked and loaded, but I want to hear if anybody else does. Do you? But what was yours that made you think of it?
Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh.
Really? I love Metal Gear Solid 4 so much. I've played it multiple times. Yeah. The second that I could emulate it to play it in 4K,
in fairness,
I played it.
If you actually like the black sheep of the family, you would have said Twin Snakes.
Okay, but that's a remake.
4 is not really.
That's a remake.
I'll give him that. That's a remake. That's a remake.
Of the actual 5 canonical games,
I'm amazed that 4 isn't popular.
4 is the least popular of all of them.
They're all popular, but 4 is the one that's most controversial.
It's the most controversial. It's the least popular. And because it hasn't been re-released, it's the least accessible one. So fewer people have played it.
Oh, it's stuck on PS3. Yeah.
It's stuck on PS3.
Can't you stream it to PS5 now?
Yeah.
You can.
There's a bunch of PS3 games on PS5 you can just stream.
I believe you can.
I would have to look it up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I'll look it up.
Like I say, I don't have I've never played it on that. But So I love Metal Gear Solid. I love all of those games. I have some controversial takes about Metal Gear Solid.
You?
I know,
no, not you.
Crazy.
But like I always say, one of my favorite gaming stories is that Mom was, we went to GameStop and Mom bought me Metal Gear Solid 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened with that is that I walked up to the counter with Metal Gear Solid 4 and the person was like, "You're too young to buy this on your own." I
love that story. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I had to wait at that counter for my mom to come and present an ID, to purchase a video game. And it was literally, it's like it was more difficult to buy that than a firearm, right?
Yeah.
I stood there for so long.
It's sad that you're kind of.
And I was like trying to reason with this woman. I was like, "That's my mom over there," and she's like, "I can't sell it to you."
Right.
And I had the money, and I wasn't allowed to buy the game myself.
Probably for the best.
When I played that, I wasn't reading on the internet about Metal Gear Solid 4. I was just experiencing it, and it was the most mind-blowing experience. I loved every moment of it. I was blown away by it.
Yeah.
When you go back to Shadow Moses in that game, I lost my crap. It was just incredible. It's this.
You go back to Shadow Moses.
You go back to Shadow Moses, and it's like dilapidated. It's been like abandoned, but you're going through all the locations that you went through.
You find the Metal Gear Rex.
The Metal Gear Rex has been left there.
Yeah. Rebuilt, I guess, because you definitely destroyed it.
They
probably had more than one. Right?
No, it's the same one.
I think it's the same one. I think Otacon says something about having rebuilt it.
Having done work on it. But I loved that. So I played that. I played it again.
Yeah.
I beat that game and almost immediately. I think it was like a month or two after I started it back up and played it. It just had everything I wanted. And then I found out that nobody likes it.
Right. Yeah.
I had to learn that, because
I don't think nobody likes it. I still think it is.
Well, I know what Quentin means. The feeling of people.
I think this happens a lot on the internet. There is a very vocal and larger than the others a group of people that really don't like it. However, I bet you if you go on like Metacritic and look at the user score, it is probably at least 80 or above.
Well, probably, but it is.
I know the point Quentin's making because my game probably falls into the same category, which is on my chest. Happens to be
Mario Sunshine.
Is Mario Sunshine? Mario Sunshine was a game that I played as a kid. I was 10 when I played it, and it was the first game that I experienced hype for. Actually, I've told this story before on the pod, I think, but I'm going to tell it again. We were at a Target. And I was too little to walk around on my own, but these two jokers could walk around on their own. And we were in.
Still can.
I don't know. I don't know. I think you guys are too old now.
Yeah.
I think you're too old now. We'd be worried about you. Like, we can't let you get lost in the Target. No, we were in the milk aisle. We were in the milk aisle, me and Mom.
Okay.
And Ty and Ethan come back with this smug look on their face. And they're like, "The new Mario game's over there." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, there's an evil Mario in it." And I literally grabbed the cart and started shaking it. And I was like, "Mom, we have to go see it." The idea of evil Mario broke my little kid brain. And I loved it. It was insane. It was the best graphics I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
It was like a beach setting, which was, I think the reason I like beach settings is because of Mario Sunshine. But to Quentin's point, it's not like the game is just like this despised thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Mario Sunshine lovers. But it just sucks that everyone's always like, "Oh yeah, that game's not very good. Let's talk about Mario 60. Let's talk about Mario Galaxy." And it's the game where like, it's not necessarily that everyone hates it. It's just that most people razz on it as like a low moment in 3D Mario's history. But when Mario 3D All-Stars came out, I was super excited because none of those games were available on Switch at the time. And, Mario 64 is my favorite game. But that sometimes shifts towards Mario Odyssey when I'm playing Mario Odyssey. But I picked up that, and I fully expected to dive into Mario 64 and dabble in Galaxy and Sunshine.
Yeah.
I could not put Sunshine down. And I remember looking at Rachel, my wife, and I was like, "Is Sunshine my favorite game?" I was like,
I mean, it's incredible.
It's incredible. And people like to talk about, well, yeah, it's good but flawed, or like anytime Sunshine comes up. it's always somebody's got to put some kind of mud on it.
It's what I was talking about.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Well, I should say
it's what I was talking about with Metroid Prime is that it's not the style that somebody prefers, and I think that's what puts people off from it.
Yeah.
But if you actually look at Mario Sunshine and like critically analyze it just as a game, it's almost flawless.
It's phenomenal.
Well, I'll
phenomenal.
say if anybody's having trouble figuring out which one, just think if you mention this game, right? Is there going to be a wave of people who are saying this one is better?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Metal Gear Solid 2 is just better than 4.
I got it easily because at first I was parsing this as like, what is a game series where you only like the one everybody hates? And I'm like, I don't know that I have one of those. I definitely have one that with this, which that I love, is the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. That for a long time, and maybe still, I haven't really thought too hard about it. It was like my favorite Zelda game. I absolutely loved Skyward Sword. It was
it competes with me.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Which is a pariah.
It's a pariah. I think maybe it's getting a little more since the remake, when people can play it with normal controls. But there are a few more fans.
Don't get me wrong, the haters came out when the remake
of course
came out,
and man, people despise that game, but I absolutely love it. I love the story. I love the graphics and art style. It has the best dungeons for my money in any Zelda game.
Yeah. I don't think it's a competition.
It is I fully admit it is missing that critical aspect of exploration that other Zelda games had. Still has exploration. You still have to figure out how to get from to different places, but it is more linear.
And it has a very enticing world. The world is very cool.
Yeah, I just absolutely love that game. And but I love pretty much all Zelda games.
I should clarify, it doesn't say that other people hate.
Yeah.
It's just to say that it's a franchise everyone loves.
Yeah.
But it's a game in that series that people aren't in love with.
Yeah, right.
I think the spirit of the question is that this game from the series, people are like, that's in your top 5. Like, you're talking to fellow people that love the series, and they're like, Skyward Sword is your second favorite Zelda game of all time.
Are you crazy? Right. Yeah. What about you, Ethan?
So I have 2 that come to mind immediately. But they also are a little bit of like such the black sheep of the family that they almost aren't in the series. They're just in the IP. You know? The first is Donkey Kong 64.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. Donkey Kong 64. And a lot of the things people don't like about Donkey Kong 64, I just feel like they're wrong about.
Yeah.
So like people are like,
mean.
oh, you should be able to pick up the bananas no matter which Kong you are. And I'm like, that isn't the point of the bananas. When you see red bananas, you know you have to switch to Diddy Kong. And that means that there's something for Diddy Kong to do in that area. So if you're in like a temple that you can only get to as Diddy Kong and you start seeing blue bananas, you know there's another way in there.
Right.
To me, that's really clever.
That's very cool.
You know, because the map is not traversable by every Kong. Some Kongs can never get to certain places.
Sure.
And sometimes you're in a place where you can get 2 or 3 of the Kongs into, and then you see a banana with the color of another Kong, and you go, I'm missing something. If you could pick all of them up at any time, there would be no need.
You lose that.
I get that in a collectathon, you don't want to backtrack a ton, but the point is that if you can get there, if you couldn't obviously get there, that's the point.
Yeah.
Like these are to signal that you need to switch because there is something for that other Kong to do.
Yeah. I feel like people who hate on DK64 definitely have OCD because like that's the only time the game would be infuriating. Each world only requires you to play as 2 Kongs. People that go like, I 100%ed it and it was so hard. You didn't have to do that.
It has some serious problems. Like there are some mini games where like one of them you're like trying to get the little crocodiles to fall in a hole.
It was the beavers.
You're a crocodile. Yeah. Sorry, you're trying to get the beavers. But there is invisible walls because it's kind of glitched because enemies aren't supposed to fall off cliffs in the game. They're supposed to have AI that keeps them from
weird
doing that.
collision in a corner.
Weird collision. There's it really needs like a skip for those or a fix for those.
Still a minor.
It's still, it's not a perfect game by any stretch, but it is a really good game that it's kind of a shame that they just dropped the whole style of. If you actually look at collectathons before that have the variety, like Mario just has the stars. It's the only thing you permanently get in the original Mario is the stars and the blue coins, right?
Well, that's blue coins are sunshine. 64s are just the stars.
Yeah. It's the red coins, and that they just unlock.
They just give you a star. Yeah.
Even in like Banjo-Kazooie, which is a tighter experience.
The original.
You would lose all of your progress if you died.
Your notes.
Yeah, all your notes go away.
Yeah.
And it's so demoralizing when you're like, I have to retrace this whole level to get all these notes back.
Mm-hmm. Which they removed that for the Xbox version. But the thing is, fans raged. They were like, that's stupid.
It's a part of the challenge.
Donkey Kong was one of the first where it's like, no, once you've collected it, you've collected it.
Exactly,
if you die a bunch, you get kicked out back to the beginning of the stage, and then you just jump back in.
Right.
And I think it also locked your max lives at 9. Like, I don't remember Donkey Kong 64 allowing you to have more than 9. That's because dying wasn't that big of a deal, which is very similar to modern games.
Yeah, right.
I think it was better than people remember it being, and it gets a lot of hate. And the second one, and I normally wouldn't even throw the second one in here, but to be thematic, is I really like Federation Force. And I know nobody likes that game. I really like Federation Force.
I thought it was fun.
I think it's a decent game at a terrible
It doesn't
time.
make...
Yes, I was about to say.
If it came out right now, everyone would love it.
Here's the thing. It's such a weird game in so many ways because, like, you're a little Federation chibi guy and you get in a mech suit that kind of just looks like their suits did. And I was like, that's unnecessary. Sam is literally like, you run into her at one point and she's gigantic by this like ray that makes her gigantic, and she just looks normal size. And I'm like, this was so unnecessary.
One of those mech suits is in Prime 4 and it looks freaking awesome.
Looks dope.
It looks dope. Thing is, I think that the flaw of Federation Force was they leaned away from how serious the Space Marines were.
Yeah.
But then the gameplay is really fun. And customizing your mech with like, a lot of it's like original stuff. Some of it's just like ammo, but there's like modules to put a charge gun on there. And there's modules to put a space jump. And you have some like Metroid references in how you build it. And you have like different variants of the suit and I love layout games where you can like figure out a mechanical layout to get as many power-ups as possible. That's a lot of fun. The mission structure is a lot of fun. 4-player is a lot of fun. It's a really good idea for a game. It just should have been released right after Dread. Like, if it came out after Dread and it was more serious, it was actual full model Marines and the mechs were actually giant if you got them, we would talk about it entirely. Even gameplay could be the same.
And the story isn't just a complete little cutesy nothing. Right? And that's what's so weird.
The story is kind of necessary to understand Prime 4.
That's what's funny is that you got your little Psylocke capturing his Metroid, right? And that's crazy to me, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, when in the very beginning of Prime 4, Psylocke shows up and he's got Metroids.
Yeah.
Right? Where did he get some Metroids? Right? And
how did that happen?
How did he get Metroids?
Yeah.
The game didn't tell me like, oh yeah, Psylocke, you remember him from Metroid Prime.
It's
right?
kind of like Kingdom Hearts 2 requiring you to play Chain of Memories to understand.
But and
if
that's
there
a
was
perfect
6
example.
years between Chain of Memories and 2.
True.
But that's the thing is it's weird that it's a serious story, but you're playing as these cute little anime characters.
Literally, I don't think anyone would have hated Federation Force if, like you said, it released closer to another Metroid, and if the art style was just like Prime Hunters. Prime Hunters is on an even weaker console and didn't need GB. So
there's no good reason.
It's one of the things that I've talked about before. Metroid Prime is kind of giving me a little bit of more of a positive outlook on it. Nintendo was kind of homogenizing into cute and kid friendly. And I feel like it starts with Federation Force, and it kind of has never ended. And we've kind of been going more and more in that direction, where every Nintendo game looks like it could take place in the same universe.
They're losing some of their edge.
Losing some of their edge. And now they're leaning out a little bit with Metroid back into...
Prime 4 has some legit scary stuff.
Lean back out. I wish that things had a little more self-identity. Like, I like Donkey Kong Bonanza a lot, but you do look like you're playing in the world of Mario Odyssey.
Sure. Donkey Kong and Mario have always been pretty close.
Like the Splatoon characters could have shown up in Odyssey and not looked super out.
Splatoon has a...
I mean, ARMS
could be.
I was gonna say, universe. I feel like a lot of these, you're completely right. Nintendo has the bad habit of just sort of creating, kind of one thing.
Well, what about Xenoblade?
No, Xenoblade
and Zelda
own style.
running around in the same world.
I mean, no.
Yeah, Xenoblade,
not at all.
Anime, yeah.
I have made mechs in Tears of the
That's
Kingdom,
true.
so
yeah. So,
but I liked Federation Force for the game, because it is
just really
genuinely fun.
you're the only one I've played it with.
Yeah.
I never played it with the other two.
But I will say you're completely
I played that multiplayer game all by myself.
Yeah, of course. You actually have such a good answer with that because
both your answers were really good.
It's specifically one that is a good game, you know. Yeah. But the fan base, if you said like, yeah, I just love Federation Force. What an underrated title.
No,
people will be like,
Ethan picked the only two that I don't think anyone in the comments will come in and be like, oh, me too. Like, I don't think anybody else is going to be there. Like, I don't know why DK64 gets all the hate it does, but it does. So, good question, Quentin. That was a really good topic.
Really good question. Really good topic.
I think that's your best topic yet.
I think it's the best topic.
I think so.
Let us know down there in the comments. What's your game that you love that the series, like for some reason, no one else in the series loves? Yeah. We want to know. Yeah. But Stevie's comment's going to get pinned because he's our power up pal.
One way or the other.
Right. But you can be too.
What if Stevie's comment is that and not really?
He just ignored.
Why not?
We're still gonna pin it because he's our power up pal.
Pin them all,
guys. If you're still here, thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Leave a banana down in the comment for Donkey Kong, whatever color banana you want, because we liked all of them.
Yeah,
they were all great.
Yeah,
we're very happy to be doing this every Wednesday, but we want you to be our pal so that we can have your comments. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying the pal.
I am too.
Really enjoying.
Provides a fresh perspective.
Yeah.
I love the money.
I'm just tired of Devon comments, honestly. Devon topics, honestly.
I'm tired of being the only one who puts topics.
You're right.
Hey, I've put a couple in there.
That was your best one.
Let me tell you something.
I'm glad you guys liked Devon Says. That was a fun game.
Oh yeah.
Nice and fun.
And if you want to give us some games to play, go to patreon.com/powerupbros, become a Power Up Pal. It's actually about to be added to the website, okay, that you can suggest games.
I actually, in the next post, I will mention that you can suggest games.
Yeah.
There
you go.
You can do anything you
want.
You can do a 2-page dissertation on how the game works, and we'll actually play
Sign up, pay the money just to send us a thing about how much you don't like us.
And we're working toward our goal.
Give us $5 to tell us that you didn't like it.
We're working toward our Patreon goal of $4,500 a month, so that my kneecaps do not get broken.
I mean, I guess we would need what is 45 divided by 5?
You can do this.
Come on, we can do this.
You can do this, Devon.
Please. Let's see.
Goodbye,
See you next week.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.